Hey, so I'm sick and exhausted. My whole house has pneumonia right now. But I wanted to jump on and do a video and just go over why people aren't selling AI automations. Why aren't you selling AI automations? What's kind of going wrong? And try to diagnose that and maybe try to talk through some ways that you can sell these systems like in a much more streamlined way with far fewer objections in the sales process, less gimmicks, less hype, less nonsense, less everything, more sales. Does that sound cool? If that sounds pretty cool, I'm going to jump right into it. So at this point, I know that I'm supposed to provide some sort of call to action for you guys to work with me or, you know, I don't know, like get into some sort of community or something. So I've got all that kind of stuff. So if you want the free stuff, we've got a Discord set up. You'll be able to get in there and just start having conversations, working with other people, learning other cool stuff. So that's free, and then obviously I have the not free stuff, but there's more quests involved, right? So you can work with my agency, Augmentus.agency, get inside my more premium learning community, which admittedly at the moment is a little bit sparse, but I'm building lots of cool training in there. Or if you need coaching or something like that, I've got all that stuff. So it's all below, obviously, in the description or whatever. So yeah, let's just move on. So I think this image sort of effectively shows, what is going on right now. Right, essentially, AI companies, AI SaaS tools, service providers, AI agencies, they are trying to sell the cornucopia. They're trying to sell the feast. They're trying to shove slop in the in front of all these business owners, claim that it's an amazing feast, and just hope to get away with it. But in reality, like if you really start to zoom in on some of these things that people are selling, it's rotten, it's garbage, it's not sustainable. For just as a quick example, selling um, chat gpt generated blog posts. Yeah, you can sell it, and like companies will probably buy it right now because it sounds like it's the way forward for them. But the reality sort of is they don't actually need that stuff. So if you want to sort of sell more sustainably, that's what this video is going to be about. It's going to be about avoiding these traps of just selling the sizzle and not selling the sauce or the recipe. So we're going to get into a lot of that kind of stuff, like how you can avoid those different traps, what you can do to position yourself and set yourself apart, and like what the real secret is to selling these systems. So, do you think that you could sell this guy in the water like pretty much anything? When somebody's drowning, you can sell them something. And I know this is kind of dark. Like, I know people are going to come after me in the comments maybe and be like, oh my God, this is so draconian, like, way to kind of, explain what you're trying to say here. It's just like a simple analogy, okay? Like, this guy's drowning, and these dudes in the boat are trying to sell him life insurance. And that was basically the prompt that I gave the AI image creation tool. The point is, you want to sell things to people who have big, big problems. In other words, they're drowning. You want to sell things to business owners who are drowning really in certain problems. So a business owner isn't drowning in the need to create garbage chat GPT content. Let's go with the example of like a restaurant or something. Like they don't need um, 1,000 chat GPT blog posts for their restaurant every month. Like they don't need that trash. They might buy it, and then quickly they'll figure out that they don't need it. But what does a restaurant owner need? Like, where are they like really drowning? Um, I would suggest it's in their supply chains, it's in their customer service issues, it's in their reputation management, like managing their Google reviews or whatever, or just in their their phone call systems. Um, like on average, a single phone call to for a business, for a local business, costs them, I think, anywhere between $10 and $20. That's employee hours, that's systems, that's everything that goes into that. So, and it's also loss of focus and bad customer service. All these things come into it. So, for example, like a busy pizza restaurant, these guys are getting you know 10, 20 calls an hour. They've got people coming right up to them, buying, ordering from the counter. There's so much going on, and that lack of focus that is translated over to the people behind the counter also translates into lost revenue, lost dollars. So those employees are drowning. They're getting a lot of things wrong because they're super busy. They're missing calls. Have you ever been in a busy pizza restaurant? Like there's just, sometimes there's 5, 10 calls lined up, waiting to order and to get their delivery at a time. So this is a great example of of a business owner that's drowning in a certain thing, and this is where you can easily sell them an AI system if you can get it right. I mean, if you can build an inbound AI caller that can handle those orders, connect to their systems, process transactions, or at the very least, like take the order and then transfer it over to somebody. That's a perfect example, I think, of how you want to approach selling AI to entrepreneurs. So, do you guys know what entropy is? I mean, it's really just to boil it down into layman's terms and not terms that maybe like a physicist would um, agree with. Entropy is um, essentially a law of the universe in which ordered systems tend to move towards disordered systems. And actually, this is sort of part of the problem here. And we go back to this image of, you know, the AI slop that people are selling. This is entropy, right? In a business sense, not in a physicist sense. I don't want the YouTuber physicists like Sabine Hasenfelder, et cetera, coming after me. Um, but when you introduce these highly disordered like systems to these entrepreneurs, you're not really helping them. They might think that they're being helped because they have so much more abundance of tools and systems working for them at the moment. But if those systems are just generating trash, you're increasing that entropy for the entrepreneur that you're selling to. You're increasing complexity. You're introducing a lot more failure points, and just in general making their lives harder. So and AI is like uniquely positioned to create a lot of disorder because it's a creation tool. It just generates and generates and generates. So if I hand over 1,000 blog posts to an entrepreneur, they may think they're being helped, but in reality, I don't think I'm helping them at all. Maybe even the opposite because I'm increasing a lot of complexity. I want to go through a successfully closed deal here. This just happened, I guess, last week. So just so you guys don't think that I'm like completely full of shit, that I'm just talking out of my ass. So this is an older contact of mine that I've been in contact with, somebody new on Facebook. So he watched my video recently on how to build and how to think about and where the future is going for voice AI systems. And that just opened up curiosity for him because like everybody right now, like the hype is the hype is crazy, and that's the entropy that I'm talking about. Like it's so blinding. That's the cornucopia. That's the feast. Everybody wants that, because they're hearing the hype. So he reached out. He saw my video, reached out, and so we set up a call, right? And so real quick, we had a phone call, and my entire pitch was really just like, what are you stuck on? What are you drowning under? What is the big, big, big problem that we should be trying to solve right now? And I just, I gave him this recap over, you can see in the Facebook Messenger. But this is why the conversation moved forward, because instead of getting on the phone with him and, assuming that he is just going to believe whatever bullshit I throw at him, Oh yeah, man, you should have a chatbot, dude. And then we need to set up like a voice AI system, bro. And then maybe we could tie it into like a go high level CRM. Are you on a CRM? I could totally hook up a CRM for you, bro. And then I can set up a chatbot for you, and it'll just make your life so much easier. No, no, no. Get on the phone. Um, he's talking to me about a lot of stuff that he watched and he's seen and he's heard, and he's wondering if this stuff can help his business because the hype is just huge right now. So instead of following any of those trains of thought, I just drilled into him. What is the big, big, big problem? What really are you drowning under? And it turns out that the main problem for this guy is really at the very top of his pipeline, the very top of his lead generation pipeline. That's the that was the first place that we uncovered because there's lots of problems. Every business has a ton of problems, so I could come at it from a million ways. But what's the big bottleneck right now? So it turns out that he can get leads, he can download them from a lead database, and he gets a CSV, and then he has to figure out how to manually reach out to those leads, right, to sell to them. Um, and that's the part where he was drowned. That's the first big bottleneck. That's where he's truly drowning because you can download 1,000 CS rows of contacts of a CSV, but dude, like then you have to then you have to go to their websites. You have to learn about them. You have to figure out more and more and more and more. And each one of those people that you're reaching out to, that could take you 20 to 30 minutes. So that's a huge bottleneck. That's where he was drowning. So that's the system that we discussed building, how to reduce that time spent in that lead generation cycle, or that part of the lead generation and the sales cycle, so that he can move a lot faster, and then he can move on to like the next bottleneck, whether it's appointment setting or whatever, right? But start there. Okay. So um, and AI is uniquely positioned and great at this because it can analyze and synthesize. So if I send a ton of data up to ChatGPT and it's good data, it can look at all that information and it can tell me if this person is qualified based on my criteria, if they're a good fit for my services, and all this kind of stuff. So building and solving that basically being going from 20 to 30 minutes analyzing one potential lead and then reaching out to them, taking that down to like under a few seconds per potential lead. Huge win, massive, massive, massive win for him. So, um, so this is why he's essentially happy, right? Like, I sent it over. I sent over a proposal. I asked him what tools he's using, and he's just stoked because, um, the approach is thoughtful, right? And that's really that's really where you want to go. This is how you want to sell these systems, I think. Don't sell the hype, man. Sell the fix, right? So, recapping, discussing his specific needs, trying to dial down the specific scope of work. So, because I don't want it to blow up on my end, and now it's a problem for me. Now I have a lot of entropy in my system because I'm just doing a ton of things. So, of course, there's some balance here in selling and setting up expectations. And the deal closed, within just a few days, money in the bank. And that's, well, number one, that should tell you that that's the power of YouTube, because you can do YouTube. I think is one of the best sales like tools on the planet. Number two, if you get a business owner on the line, like the way you want to go is by working directly to uncover where they're drowning, where they're failing, whether it's drowning in too much time, too many expenses, or whatever. That's where I think these AI systems are best. That's where they really can make a huge dent in how you can sell more. Okay, so remember, drowning dude, sell them basically anything but where to start. So just a couple quick ideas if you're trying to figure this out on your own, because it's always easy when the YouTube talking head guy is explaining shit and it seems all like, oh, it's simple, right? When somebody else is breaking something down. But I find that for myself, that sort of clarity somehow magically is always lost when I'm trying to focus on my own business or my own thing. So it's easier for me to like coach other people for some reason, but to coach myself, there's a gap there. So these are just some ideas of where like people are drowning, where businesses are kind of drowning right now. Um, Data and analytics is huge because there's a enormous amount of data out there. And this is essentially the problem that this client I just showed you had. He had a lot of data, like he had a huge CSV of potential leads. How to now figure out if those people are actually a good fit for him? Huge problem. He's drowning there. So businesses have a lot of data. It's coming in from Google Analytics or other analytics reporting platforms. It's coming in from social media. It's coming in from freaking watch time on YouTube. It's coming in the form of customer feedback, customer support requests. Massive. I mean, this is an ocean that department heads, entrepreneurs, people are drowning in. So I think it's like not sexy though. Everybody on YouTube wants to sell, customer acquisition and sales and chatbots and like all these things. Again, they are selling this, right? When they should be selling this. The problem that to solve is right here. Like if I'm just looking at my Google Analytics 4, I really want to like commit homicide or something. It's that bad. If you can make sense of that and you can turn that into intelligent reporting and you can turn it into business wins for them, this is a money offer right here. It's not that sexy. It's not selling the sizzle. It's selling the recipe, right? It's not, it's not customer acquisition, marketing, sales. This stuff is sexy. But this maybe not so much, but there's a huge, massive blue ocean opportunity here right now. Again, another one, supply chain optimization. Huge money one, because in supply chain, there's a lot of money. There's a lot of enterprise. There's a lot of huge businesses that are still working on antiquated systems, and they are trying to tie together all these things and all these different territories and regions and providers and vendors. And there's a lot of opportunity there to uncover waste, to uncover terrible spending patterns, to save money, reduce time. It's a huge one. Okay, people are 100% drowning here. Now, to the sexier, funner stuff, lead generations, follow-up, sales, inside of CRM stuff. Like, yeah, there's CRMs get really messy. There's a lot of bad data. There's a lot of bad reporting. There's a lot of, even just for example, take for example a single salesperson. Let's say they have hundreds of leads coming in that they're being given by their employer from website forms or whatever. How do you follow up with all this? Massive opportunity. That person's drowning, and not only are they drowning, they're losing a lot of business probably. Retention stuff also huge, like onboarding customers. This is really hard. Like this is a great one for SaaS. A new customer comes on, they come into the app, and they're just totally lost. Like it's just a mess. They have no idea what to do. The user experience is terrible. This is an opportunity of where teams are getting it really wrong and where you can get it right and you can sell the shit, like for sure. Marketing and customer acquisition stuff, ads, SEO, outreach, etc. All big opportunities. But find what are the specific problems, like stuff like automatically creating ads with AI image tools. I don't think that's a big problem. Any company can go do that on their own. But reporting of ads, ad testing hundreds of variants of ads, taking that data and synthesizing it and turning it into wins for the product team or wins for the sales and marketing team. Now you're getting somewhere, right? Okay, so this is kind of relevant. Inside of the premium WAP thing or whatever it's called, right now, one of the available modules is a deep dive in how to do niche selection for AIAs, for AI automation agencies. God, that's a mouthful. So if you're kind of stuck in that process, maybe this video that you just watched got your juices flowing, you got some ideas, but you're still not 100% there. So I go deep dive into what I think is the best way to find your niche, like how to do that, and then how to do that problem solving. I'm building out a lot more in here. And this is kind of cool. I found this feature called bounties. So I started creating bounties in here. So you can literally get paid to come into, it's kind of meta, right? Because you have to pay to get in here, but then you can get paid while you're in here. That's kind of cool. So for example, you can come in here and learn how to create AI automations, and if you submit to one of these bounties, I actually will pay you if you're the one selected. Only one can get the bounty. So this one, for example, pretty weak, like $10, but the automation is really a really easy one. There's another one down here that's also still open, and this one you could actually earn $100. It's more complex. There's a lot more moving parts. So that's kind of cool. You can jump in there, and if you do, like, if you're interested in submitting one of these bounties, but you're not interested in being in the premium WAP and paying for it, that's okay. I understand that. Like, you could just reach out to me, and I give you the details, and you could submit it. But yeah, I'm just going to keep building this in here. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. And when you're in here, you also get premium access to the premium Discord that we have. So there's other premium channels in there, in all types of different categories. So pretty cool. I really would love to have more people in here so I can build better solutions, solve your problems as well. So yeah, like, thanks for watching, and catch you guys on the next video.